Hello, now I'm going to explain your comparison question. Now, general format basically is to write one similarity paragraph and one difference paragraph. How will your similarity paragraph look like? Basically, you will ATQ, write ATQ, answer the question and write the word similar, then you'll get the topic. Basis of comparison is your topic. Okay, both of the sources must have a common topic, alright, in order to make a valid comparison. After you're done with the topic, then you find out what are the common inferences. Because they are similar, so you can immediately write the common inferences in the first line, aka they are similar. So you ATQ, right? They are similar in telling me that. Then BOC plus common inference, CI, common inferences. Okay, after that is the usual thing. You just give me the evidence of both sources. Source A states this, and source B states this. Alright, follow the same criteria as your normal inference question, which is just to make sure you give me relevant evidence. After that, then you go on to the explanation. Explanation is very simple. Again, keep the criteria of the inference, make it clear in your own words, and make it convincing of your point. Now you can do one explanation is enough, right? To explain both the evidences of the two sources that are similar to one another. However, if you do difference, there's quite a bit of difference. First, you ATQ. Once you ATQ already, then you just write the BOC. So 0.1.1, 0.1/2 is you just write the ATQ plus BOC. You use this with regards to, right? So how are they different? They are different with regards to, and this is followed by the topic. Remember, this topic is neutral. There's no points, there's no inference in this topic. It is just telling you the scope of what you are going to compare, because they are different, right? So you cannot immediately write the inference down. You have to give me the topic first, the neutral topic. With regards to what? Is it with regards to collectivization? Is it with regards to impact of collectivization? So you see, when I write this down, right, this is a neutral. It's a neutral term. I did not say good or bad. I did not say positive or negative. I just say that I'm going to talk about the impact of collectivization. Okay. Then after that, second part of my point 2.2 is to write down the contrasting inferences. But bear in mind, make sure your contrasting inferences has a common BOC. For example, if you're writing about impact of collectivization, right, then you will write source A tells me the impact of collectivization, so keep the same BOC is positive, whereas source B tells me the impact of collectivization, BOC same common BOC, but now it's no longer positive, it's negative. So negative or positive. So you can see that these two are actually different inferences, but they are based on the same BOC or topic. Alright, after that, then you just move on to your evidence. Evidence of source A, keep the same criteria, make sure it's relevant. Then you explain source A, make sure it's relevant, make sure it's in your own words, make sure it's clear. Okay, after that, then you move on to source B. Evidence of source B, keep the same criteria as your regular inference question. And then after that, you explain source B, keep the same criteria as your regular inference question. So, for example, how would I attempt the question? Okay, first I will need to brainstorm. Always do this, brainstorm and annotate before you write anything down, so that you're clear on what you're writing. Annotate the question. What is the question word? Is different. Okay, did they give you a topic? Yes, they did. They give you a topic. They asked you to infer about the evidence of the 5-year plan. So it's quite obvious what they want you to infer about. Now, first one. Okay, first one. So what is the core evidence that the first source says about the 5-year plan? So if I look at the second line, right, I'll see this. I saw children with swollen bellies. Okay, I slept in the peasants' huts. 9 of us in one room. Parents say of Russian agriculture is already catastrophic. Now this is more than enough sentences already. So from here, I can see that, the guy actually saw children with swollen bellies. So I'll write the implication down in my annotation. So this is what malnutrition. This probably means they are malnourished. They are experiencing malnutrition. They are experiencing poverty. Right? 9 of us in one room. This probably means what? This means that there's overcrowding. It's overcrowding. It's uncomfortable. Okay? So, based on these two things, I can see that, sleeping in the peasant hut, swollen bellies, and 9 of us in one room. These three things are referring to people, right? They are referring to people. So it's actually impact on the Russians. Okay. On the Russians. Okay, and of course this is negative. Alright. So this is enough already. I've done it. So the question says evidence about 5-year plan, right? Evidence about the 5-year plan. So I would say that the evidence of the 5-year plan is that it had a negative impact on the Russians. How do I know this? Because of all these things here. Okay, which means that there's overcrowding, uncomfort, malnutrition, and poverty. So let's look at the next source. Okay, is there something about the people? Because the first source you're actually looking about impact on Russian people. So bear in mind your topic. Okay, is impact on the Russian people. So look out for this thing. So clearly it says here on the impact on the Russian people, right? They're developing public works. Public works means building of factories, hospitals, care centers, and so on and so forth, food centers. Okay, there's new factories, there's hopeful, enthusiastic, and self-respecting workers, increasing health services, extending education, financial independence of the women, and security of the children. Right, so security of the children implies that it's peaceful. Okay, you have a peaceful society, right? Increasing health services, right? To get well-being taken care of. Well-being, aka basic needs, because healthcare is a basic need, right? So basic need, aka well-being, is taken care of. Extending education. What's the point of education, right? It's to fulfill potential. They can fulfill their potential. Okay, they're hopeful, enthusiastic means they're joyful. Right, they're joyful. They feel determined. They're motivated, and determined. So these are kind of things that I'll write down in my annotation, right, to make sense of what I see, make sense of the evidence that I see here in order to draw my conclusion. So again, I'm looking for impact on the people. All this evidence here is referring to people. Yes, it's not referring to outcomes and outputs. It's referring to people. So I can tell that all these things are actually positive outcome. Yes, positive outcome on the Russian people itself. Alright, so this is part 1 of the comparison video. We'll continue on in the next video.